everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Candid over Coffee, where we discuss meaningful conversations on societal topics. So today, I am joined with my other co-host, Jade.
And today, we're joined with Gabrielle. She's a third-year student currently studying physics with a double minor in environmental physics and gender and development studies. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, we're going to start off one time.
Okay.
So, our topic today is feminism.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you know feminism to be?
Okay, well, over the years, especially as a student here at UWI, a gender studies student, we know that feminism is a movement, and not just a movement, but a social and political movement. It's committed to ending sexist oppression against women, eradicating gender hierarchies, challenging systemic inequities, that affect and disadvantage women as well as gender and sexual minorities. For me, I would say that feminism is like a lifestyle. It is a consciousness-raising lifestyle, and it most importantly is a commitment to gender equity and to collective liberation for all, so that everyone could live and thrive without any sort of oppression, disadvantage, discrimination. So that's my definition of feminism.
I love that definition, because over the years, feminism has been so skewed in what it's supposed to be about, and the oppression of men it often comes out of this conversation as well too. So it's important to have this conversation, and thank you so much for sharing that. We have one more question for you. One more. We hide the question. So, when did misogyny first become apparent to you in society?
Well, unfortunately, misogyny is very prevalent, and it's almost like it almost seems interwoven in our society. So that definitely influences how we interact with others and move through society. So saying all that to say, that sometimes it's very subtle. It's not like isolated by an obvious form like catcalling or like gender-based violence. Like sometimes it's so casual that you don't even notice it. So to pinpoint like the exact first moment might be a bit difficult, but we can go probably as far back as primary school, which in terms of like interactions with teachers, and it's something that would be relevant to women, that like if you're in university, so it's still relevant to this day. So in terms of interactions with teachers, professors, anyone in terms of hierarchy that is above you and responsible for your learning in some type of way. So teachers, professors, lecturers, TAs, even like lab demos if your degree has that. In terms of how they acknowledge the contributions and participations of like boys and men versus women and everyone else. There's often this type of confirmation bias where you might share something or like contribute in class, and it may not be acknowledged the same way by your professor, and then your male counterpart would share sometimes the similar ideas, sometimes verbatim, and there's like this immediate validation, so and there's so it happens. You could experience it in primary school, secondary school, straight up to tertiary. It is very prevalent, and unfortunately, it's not just limited to your male educators, but it's also perpetuated by female educators. So when you're in these kind of academic settings, you're experiencing it from everywhere, and that could be, it could be frustrating, it could be disheartening, and then you would often find that now you feel as though that you have to be exceptional just to get the same acknowledgement and consideration in class. So you have to be the one that when people's when you raise your hand, everybody this person always know the answer for you to even get, and then that is not even definitive. You might be a real intelligent student and you still not necessarily might get the same sort of recognition from your lecturer, professor, whomever it may be. But I noticed that is something very prevalent. It happens. I'm sure you'll
because that struck something with me. That same thing how you were saying, even if you try to be like the other person and you don't get the same reaction. So I tested that theory actually. Not in terms of academics, more so in terms of leadership. There was a time that a little while ago, there was a time that we were leading a project with something. There's a guy leading a project and a girl leading a project. I was good. when I was leading the project, the guy told me that I was being too gentle in my leadership style. So I was like, okay, I don't know how to take it, first of all. I didn't know how to take it. I know he meant it from a good place and stuff like that. So he was like, he thought I'd have been more in command. So I was like, let me test that theory. Let me test it. So the week after that, I was like, let me mirror his leadership style.
Yeah.
Let me see the response I get. Because he's more in command and stuff like that. I did that. And within 5 minutes of doing that, I got that I was too passive aggressive, too mean, too aggressive towards people, too in command. I think it was a woman who told me that.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yes, it's perpetuated on like both sides, either side.
The double standard of it, and I'm trying to mirror him to see how it would have been, how people would have reacted, and I got that response immediately.
For sure. So like you literally see how misogyny is so ingrained within society that even women would be perpetuating the same behavior. You're like, if a guy acts like that, like that's just how. But when you act like that, you are haughty. You are doing too much. You need to, that's definitely, it's very pervasive. You see it a lot.
I feel so much better now.
You let it all out.
I let it out. Yeah.
This is the perfect setting as well. Like just the vibes, the breeze, everything, just let it out.
Yeah. Yes, well, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And welcome back.
Welcome back to Candid Over Coffee.
Yes, and now we're gonna have a candid conversation, but we have a little activity today. We'll be coloring something. We're not showing you what it is yet.
Yes, it's a secret until the end.
Until the end. So,
Oh yeah.
I think choose a question this time.
Not me absolutely. That's crazy. Here it is. Okay, what are your views on radical feminism versus feminism? And can men be feminists? We're starting off strong.
We're starting off very strong.
Real strong.
So yes, I take the whole thing. First of all, I would say that yes, men can be feminists, because the whole view of feminism, as opposed to radical feminism, which has stemmed a lot nowadays, is that feminism is supposed to be about equality.
Exactly.
And equity as well too, which is something we'll talk about in a later discussion, or we're foreshadowing there. But nowadays, radical feminism deals a lot with women are better than men, and all men need to die,
and men suck,
and we don't like men at all, and anti-men. When actually that's misandry, and not feminism. Feminism is more about equality of women, ending gender-based violence, just having equal access to opportunities. Actually, I've been talking and so let me get something. So from an international relations perspective, now we credit the person who gave us this. She was the best IR student for year 1.
To be named up. Okay, you know who you are?
Big up you. So, feminism as an IR theory. Different strands of the theory developed as a result of lack of female representation and perspective in international relations, marginalization of female perspective in the political domain, and patriarchal power dynamics, men occupying most of the major positions in international organizations and politics, disparity in the decision-making process. However, there have been major strides for feminism in IR. UN organization, role in advocating for gender equality, promoting women's rights, as well as inclusion of women across all sectors, even in policy making. I think too the UN has their sustainable and development goals for 2030, Vision 2030, and goal number 5 is actually about gender equality.
Yes, it is.
So there are lots of talks now to push for this, and it's important now to have these conversations and to actually talk about what your view on feminism is, and that's kind of my take on it. Okay, next question. What is your perception on feminism?
My perception on feminism? That's a good question. I mean, I feel like as ladies, as women in my fellows going off, we should be more empowered. We should lift up each other more. It should be
power woman.
exactly. So it should be that we don't bring each other down. We don't try to belittle each other. We all here to do better. So why is it you feel that it's necessary to say, I don't like her, or she shouldn't have that position? You know, a man should have that instead. No, it should be equal across both boards. Like, oh yeah, he deserves this, but she also deserves this. So what is it? You know?
I agree. And it's also talking about men as well too, promoting men's mental health.
Yeah,
Check out locker room talk.
Check out locker
But
room talk.
it's also about just talking about humans on the whole.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about feminism and females and stuff like that from the biological perspective of men and females. It's a very general conversation as well too. But I agree as well. I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
About feminism.
You want another question? Yes.
I think we're finishing coloring this in time.
We should probably speed it up.
I'm trying.
Yeah. How do you think feminism challenges traditional beauty standards imposed on women?
Go right ahead.
So flashback to our last episode where we talked about period poverty. I think that why is it that our beauty products cost so much more? Why is it that it's put on us that we have to look pretty? Why do we have to make sure our hair looks good, we have on makeup or have on lipstick? So I feel like with feminism, it kind of strays from that and it's like, okay, you get up and you don't feel like doing your hair, or you don't feel like looking pretty, meaning like putting on makeup or you know, putting on your best outfit. You just feel like being you.
yourself. Yeah.
So, I mean,
But I think that having conversations with guys, they don't even bother if you have on makeup. Like I was talking to them right before this episode.
yeah,
They were like, I prefer if she doesn't have on makeup. So I then asked them, do you all have a problem with makeup?
and they said no.
They don't. And I agree, like feminism as well too is promoting like if you want to wear makeup, you can have makeup.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong with that. But it's also okay to not wear makeup and to just be yourself.
To be natural.
Be natural. We don't have on any makeup for this.
No,
And that's fine.
woke up this morning and said, you know what?
That's from the episode as is.
Exactly.
So it's to just spread more being the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's what feminism really is about. Trying to bring out the best version of yourself to however that may look for you. Makeup as well too. When I put on makeup, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I look good today.
I see a difference. And it helps boost my confidence as well too.
Yeah.
So
But at the same time, like I woke up this morning and I'm like, do I really need to put on a little something? And it's like, no, because I woke up feeling, I'm on my A game today.
exactly.
So-
And it's just bringing out the best version of you.
Yeah.
If we have one more question.
I tried to follow this.
We did talk about cups.
This will be a habit.
How do you think feminism approaches the roles of motherhood and family roles?
Okay.
You want me to start this one? You go ahead.
They traditionally it's like woman's supposed to be in the house, woman's supposed to take care of the children, cook the food, and take care of the house in general.
And the man was the head of the house.
Yeah, he was the breadwinner. But now it's like, okay, I have to work and you have to, because these days it's like money real tight.
Exactly.
So I think because of feminism, it kind of shifted those roles, those traditional roles.
Yeah.
It shifted it from, okay, the woman has to stay in the house, to, yeah, mommy going to work and daddy will organize. Or, yeah, mom and dad going to work. It's not just dad alone.
I agree. Now, nothing is wrong with, and I think too, the whole thing with feminism as well, is that if the woman decides that she would like to stay at home, take care of her children, nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. It's just pushing the boundaries now that women can do these things. They can have equal accesses. I'm in a male-dominated field, computer science, and none of them have ever made me feel like I was less than. So men as well to support this is not to say they are like no woman should not have access to this type of thing. And I think too in a Caribbean setting, let's think of it from a Caribbean perspective. Our Trinidadian society as well too, we promote these things. A lot of our positions are female. We have had a female prime minister. We have a female president right now.
And it's been for what? Twice already that we have a female president.
Mia Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados.
She's a boss.
She's with the UN and stuff like that. She's doing all of these things. So we have persons that we can look up to. Our principal is a female.
But she by herself is a boss as well.
Exactly. Dr. Charles. All of these, the director of the office, the director of student engagement, all these people are people we can look up to. Now that doesn't say that they didn't have to put in a lot of work, which is also something that we have to talk about. But it's promoting feminism and promoting as well to that guys, if they are okay with staying at home, they can. I was watching Locker Room Talk, I think season 1 finale, and they were talking about feminism and if the woman was making more in the household, they don't mind staying at home, cooking, cleaning, and that's fine.
I'm good with that. You know,
if you want to take care of me, that's okay.
Are you gonna cook lunch
that.
for me? Sure.
So feminism is promoting all of these things, promoting men, promoting women,
promoting equality straight across the board,
and not bashing them as well too, and not putting them down. It's just bringing us up. So the takeaway from all of this, I would say, is just striving to be the best version of yourself.
I agree.
That's
100%.
my definition of feminism.
And I agree with you. And I'm gonna add to it because your definition is, to me, is the best.
So
we didn't finish it.
We didn't finish it. We'll continue finishing it. But
you wanna?
We would like to tease our logo for Candid over Coffee. It is to be finished in the next episode, but you will definitely be seeing it now.
100%.
And we would like to shout out Craig for doing this for us, for bringing our vision to life.
Our best graphic designer.
So thank you so much
for being here, for staying tuned,
for being a part of this conversation and supporting us in whichever way. So we look forward to the rest of the episodes and we'll see you next time.